All right, everyone, now it's time to talk about the congressional dress code from the state of Missouri. It involves the Missouri State House, actually. Not Congress at the federal level, which is what was insinuated by some individuals. Had to look that up in this story. Link in the description, archived, of course. They have a dress code, of course, within their state house, and it proclaims various things. And one thing that they've decided is that women have to cover their arms as part of the dress code. So you can wear like a cardigan, you can wear a suit, whatever you wear, though, it has to be long-sleeved and at least reasonably formal. It's formal attire because you're a member of the goddamn state house. It's self-explanatory. But when you looked at the legacy media reporting on this, the propaganda is the actual story, not the dress code. They insinuated, well, they're trying to put women back in the kitchen. Look, these largely male individuals in the House GOP in Missouri are trying to keep the women down. They're forcing them to cover their arms. It's basically the same as the Taliban, right? Oh my God, what'll be next? They're going to have to wear hijabs, or they're going to have to, they won't be able to wear pants. They'll have to wear a long skirt or something like that. They're showing skin. It might entice the evil sinners there. The whole 9 yards. It's moralistic, evangelicals and stuff. Now, I'm amenable to the concept of not liking dress codes, to be clear. Schools should not have onerous dress codes. I got in trouble once because I had ripped jeans, and I tried to point out this is not a fashion statement. I'm poor. To be clear, my pants have a rip in them. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm 15 years old, I'm growing constantly, and I'm not very wealthy, so some of my clothes have some holes in them. And then the fucking retard teacher there, the TA teacher, decided to bitch about it. Never really liked her. She sent me to the office one time for chuckling about the drug war propaganda that they were handing out actually during TA period. Wasn't a fan. Won't mention her name. I don't know. By now, I don't know if she's even still alive. I think she was on the older side, at least at that point. I don't think most people liked her. She never particularly seemed to like children. Yeah. Better than liking them like Epstein mode, I guess, but, you get what I'm saying. Here's the thing. The dress code also applies to men. And you didn't really hear this talked about in the articles. In fact, even here, where they admit to it, there's a lie by structure where halfway down the article, when 1% of people are still reading it, they say, well, by the way, now that we've told you that women are going to have to cover their arms, oh my God, the sky is falling. Oh, men do too. They have to wear suits. They have to wear formal business attire. Well, if you're in a suit, whether it's a leisure suit or, full-on fucking tux or something like that, your arms are covered now, aren't they? So technically speaking, the old rules were more lenient towards women. Oh, it's okay, honey. You're allowed to have the leisure top that doesn't have any sleeves. That's okay. Joe over here, meanwhile, if he tries to walk in wearing that, he gets in trouble. He'll literally get prevented from taking his seat. So actually, the rules were more onerous before for men. AC stops working, you get a hot day, and you have to wear a three-piece suit. It might be a little bit uncomfortable. Whereas the females, they could come in with the flip-flops and the low-cut blouse and stuff like that. They could air off and have their little fan and everything like that. That was allowed. They've simply changed the rules to be ironically more equitable. And the funny thing is, though, when you have groups of progressives, and that's a loose term, etc., pushing for equity, etc., it's always to drag someone down and make things more inconvenient for them. It's never to uplift anyone. The progressives should be, instead of bitching about women, having to cover their arms, they should be saying, well, why can't men's suits be like, the suit vest or something like that? So you've got a nice short-sleeved polo shirt style thing, and then you've got the suit vest. You look sort of like a valet or something in a hot climate or something, and that's perfectly fine. They'll be more comfortable. I don't see anyone complaining about the men's dress code that was always inevitably there for the last 100 years probably. Only the fact that women would be held to the same standard. But again, when I saw leftoid craptivists talk about this briefly on Twitter a few days ago, none of them mentioned that fact. All they said was that the evil GOP was forcing women to cover up. It was basically like the American Taliban. And there were people that got the news from them, did not read the story. In fact, most of them wouldn't, because, they're leftoids. They don't have a good attention span. They take Brooklyn Dad Defiant or Dash Dabrowski or whatever seriously for some inexplicable reason, despite constantly being wrong. And to them, it's all about women had to cover up. Women will be in burqa soon in Missouri. Oh my God, the state's going to hell. Those evil Republicans. I guarantee that there were Democrats that supported the concept too. That was the other part, although I will make one admission. Don't you think that your state house has something a bit more meaningful to do at this? We've got Bidenflation. I know that it's not the state of Missouri's direct fault most of the time. You've got attacks on the Second Amendment. You should launch a lawsuit, by the way. You've got Bidenflation. You still have high gas prices, although Biden is gaslighting people and saying, well, the gas prices have come down so much. Yeah, they're still like 40 cents above where they were when you were first elected. I suppose with inflation rates that's about balanced, but the actual marked amount is more. You've got wars and rumors of wars and every other fucking problem you can possibly have. And you're worried about the disparity in the Missouri State House dress code. I think I would have pushed that back some. I think I would have looked at the top 10 issues. Okay, the dress code, maybe it's number 8 or something. Well, then make it the 8th thing that you actually talk about. Because otherwise, all that happens is the leftoids take the story and run with it. And they did. And they tried to humiliate and shame the state of Missouri undeservedly, but they've got the legacy media on their side because they'll point out that men have a dress code, but they'll leave it for like paragraph 5 where nobody's fucking goddamn reading it anyway. That's about all. Peace out.